Good morning, my name is Beatriz, and today I'm going to talk in a little bit about the New Atlantis by Francis Bacon. So first of all, I'm going to talking about a little bit the author Francis Bacon, and Francis Bacon was born in England, in London, England. Is a also known as Lord Verulam. As he was a philosopher and statesman who served as Attorney General and Lord Chancellor of England under the King James I. Bacon led the advancement of both natural philosophy and scientific method, and his works remain influential even in the later stages in the scientific revolution. Bacon has been called the father of empiricism. He argued for the possibility of scientific knowledge based only upon inductive reasoning and careful observation of events in nature. He believed that science could be achieved by the use of skeptical and methodical approach, whereby scientists aim to avoid misleading themselves. Although his most specific proposals about such method, the Baconian method, did not have long-lasting influence. The general idea of the importance and possibility of statistical methodology makes Bacon one of the later founders of scientific method. His portion of the method, based in skepticism, was a new rhetorical and theoretical framework for science, whose practical details and still central to debates on science and methodology. He is famous for his old scientific revolution, begun during the Middle Ages, promoting scientific experimentation as a way of glorifying God and fulfilling Scripture. Bacon was a patron of libraries and developed a system for cataloging books under three categories: history, poetry, and philosophy, which could further be divided into specific subjects and subheadings. Bacon was educated at Trinity College at the University of Cambridge, where he rigorously followed the medieval curriculum, which was presented largely in Latin. He was the first recipient for Queen's Counsel designation conferred in 1597 when Elizabeth I reserved him as her legal advisor. After the accession of James I in 1603, Bacon was knighted the created Baron Verulam in 1618 and the Viscount St. Alban in 1621. He had no heirs, and so both titles became extinct of the death of pneumonia in 1626 at the age of 65. He has buried at St. Michael's Church, St. Albans, Hertfordshire. He was a Viscount St. Alban. He He is a Lord High Chancellor of England in March in 1617 for since May 30, 1621. He was born in London on January 1561, and he died in April of 1626. He was composed the Renaissance philosophy era. In 17th century philosophy, the region Western philosophy school, empiricism, main interests, natural philosophy, philosophical logic. And I'm gonna be talking about The New Atlantis by Francis Bacon. It's a utopian novel. It's an incomplete work by Francis Bacon. When a unnamed traveler shares a story about when he and a group of sailors became stranded in the South Sea. So, after they were stranded, they happened upon seemingly a remote island, but were soon greeted by inhabitants who allowed them to land. The inhabitants provide food, lodging, and other provisions to the sailors. The narrator explains, through a series of conversation of so many intellectuals, that the island is a place dedicated to a rigorous pursuit of knowledge. So when he put his foot in this island, he realized that this is a different kind of society, because the society is paid, is focused in the knowledge and the scientific knowledge and the Christian and religious thoughts. The island called Venezuela was consecrated by Saint Bartholomew and was divinely inspired. As such, the people of the island are mostly Christians, although the narrator notes that one of his intellectuals is Jewish. So it's a kind of different ways, kind of different religions in this place. It's really interesting to realize it. So research on the island are shared and stored in the large houses. There is no poverty, scarcity, or competition for resources. Families are celebrated, and he realizes that the families are so numerous. So many families is composed of more 30 peoples. So it's a very interesting to note. The island is governed by an entity called Solomon's House. It's a kind of ascendant of where people make a research and that conducts a vast scientific experiments for advancement of society. Every 12 years, Solomon's House sends explorers out into the world to retrieve information about other civilizations, and they report back to the island with with their finds, and the other servants of Solomon's house conduct experiments and draw conclusions about technologies, the natural world, and the future of mankind. And it's a very important thing in this place is a science, technology, knowledge, and the religion is a basis of this society. And this is a plot summary of this book. Another important thing to say about the Atlantis is the name Ben Salem is composed of two Hebrew words. Ben means son, and Salem whole means whole, and complete. So means complete son or holy son, complete son. The most important thing in this society is for this utopian society is a knowledge, is a religion, and the religion, the science is not conflicting in this place. It's complementary. And let's talk about the analysis. The New Atlantis is an incomplete novel. It's Bacon portrait of an ideal perfect society that's dedicated to pursuit of learning and acquisition of knowledge. It's a very important thing in this place is the people, all the inhabitants in this place talking, studying a lot, and have so many dedicated a time of learning and acquisition of knowledge. This is so socially. This society is also crucially a Christian society, emphasizing Bacon's ongoing argument that religion and science are not anti-ethical, and they are indeed inextricable in human philosophy. So, the science and the religion is complementary. Ben Salem is an island on which the narrator finds himself. It's often in the stark contrast to European society, especially of course England. They emphasizing how different Bacon thinks the world could be if people prioritize learning and advancement over self-interest, competition, and pride. The New Atlantis can be interpreted as fictionalized manifestation of most of Bacon's recurring philosophical principles, originally laid out the advanced learning and carried through in his essays. The New Atlantis imagines a world in which community prosperity is prioritized over individual success, making Ben Salem quite similar to Thomas More, the test credited with bringing the term utopia into modern English vernacular. This is most important to say because the term utopia can be reminded in this book. Both Bacon and More perceive individual right as a major source of corruption and stagnation. More is much more vocal about this and portraying ideal societies that are what contemporary readers might recognize early incarnation of socialism. And Bacon's utopia is one that revolves around the Baconian method of questioning and hypothesizing and make the New Atlantis a proto-novel that argues scientific inquiry, the driving force behind the prosperity. So another analysis about this book is idealization of science. In this book it's very present. It's very, you can see in this the most important thing in this book is a utopian society. Now, what is a utopian society? It's faulted. The main things are important at idealization of science. The science is essential for improving the lives of humanity, and Bensalians believe that research and innovation are central to the progress. The vision anticipates the scientific revolution that occurred in the 17th century and emphasizes the importance of experimentation and the observation in the research for knowledge. So it's the ideas is pauted in the empirism philosophy. And another thing is utopia as an exemplar society. The narrative reflects the idea of utopia and idealized society in which order, harmony, and the search in with order, harmony, and for the common good prevail. Bacon uses Bensalem as a suggestion how society could be improved. Compatibility between science and the religion is the most important thing in this book, because different Thomas More, Bacon pauted he taught in the religion, and the religion is the most important thing in this place. So in Bensalem, science and the religion are not conflicting but complementary. Bensalemians see science as a way to understand the divine creation, and Christian faith guides their action and values. Knowledge and reason inspire future generations. After this published, New Atlantis influenced future generations to the development of the science fiction and the conception of utopian islands in literature. So is the book influenced other generation after this publishment. In conclusion, the analysis, humanity's abilities to improve society through science, religion, knowledge sharing, it continues to be relevant in the discussion about how science and technology can be present in these days. So another thing is very important to talking about Bensalemians. The inhabitants of the island are described as highly educated and dedicated to pursuit of knowledge and science. The Society of Bensalem is organized to encourage scientific research and the pursuit to the common good. Bensalemians live according to Christ's principles and have a deep respect of nature. And one of the most distinctive features of Bensalem is the institution of Solomon's house. Is interesting thing to talking about this book, because the book makes it religion with science, and in the Bible, Solomon's is the most wise man in the world. which kind of center of scientific research and innovation. So this fact makes it the religion with the science. And in this house, the scientists work diligently to discover and apply new technologies and knowledge for benefit of their society. And that's it. Another thing it's important to talking about the New Atlantis is the characters. The principal characters of Bacon's futuristic tale, The New Atlantis, are as follow: the European ship's captain, who narrates the history, a priest of the island of Venceland, where the ship has landed, the governor of the island, Joabin, a Jewish merchant who is citizen of Venceland, Salomona. This character is merely alluded to by others. He is an ancient king who founded the civilization of the island, a father of Solomon's house. Solomon's house is an advanced academy of science at which enormous technological advantage being achieved. This tale, this narrative, emphasizes the scientific revolution in 17th century during the Renaissance era, and is the most important work for the literature and the scientific history of the English literature. So that's it with my considers about the New Atlantis, and that's it.